Before we begin this episode, I'd like to recognize the Harsh Rules Patreon supporters that help make content like this possible. If you'd like to support the channel, head over to patreon.com/harshrules to learn more. And once again, thank you for your support. Another way you can support the channel is by liking and subscribing. Liking a video helps me understand what content is successful with this audience. As for subscribing, new content appears on this channel first. While you may have found your way here from Board Game Geek or other sites, in the future I'll also be adding more exclusive content that may only be found here. The best way to be informed when I upload new videos is to subscribe and click the bell icon for notifications. Once again, thanks for watching, and now let's get to the video. Welcome back to Harsh Rules. This has been Harsh, and today for Show and Tell Sunday, we're going to take a look at Tripods and Triplanes. This is a spin-off game in the Wings of Glory game series by Eras Games. And this game was designed by Andrea Angliano, Marco Naghi, and Francesco Nepitello. So Tripods and Triplanes takes place in World War I, and the angle of this game is that the Martians have invaded during this time. So these are the same Martians from H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds. And as you can see on the cover, we basically have biplane, triplane combat with tripods, the three-legged Martian death machines popularized in the novel. Now, this is more based on the classic H.G. Wells novel. If you are familiar with the 1950s War of the Worlds, or even the 1980s TV show, or the Steven Spielberg adaptation, which I think was a lot closer to the book in some respects, but these actually have mechanical legs. There are three-legged walking mechs that are laying waste to the earth and preparing it for colonization, essentially. The national powers of the time were at war with themselves, and now the Martians are here, so they're joining forces to take on the Martians. This game essentially is Wings of Glory with Martians in it. And as you can see, the box is very pulpy and wonderful. I actually am a big fan of War of the Worlds. I've read the book several times, seen all the movies, TV shows. So this is pretty exciting for me. And if you look at the box art, which is fantastic, you can see that it has newspapers with images of the tripods laying waste to cities. And let's see what else we got. There's a different, that's a Le Petit Journal. So that's a French magazine, and then here's a German one. So all over the world, everyone's reporting on the Martian war machines. The game itself, if you've never heard of this series, if you are familiar with X-Wing, Star Wars X-Wing, and I have some breakdowns on the channel for that game. This is the predecessor from a design perspective. Wings of Glory has been around under a number of guises, and this shows you have, like, here's the Red Baron, and he's taking on one of the Martian war machines. This game comes with this model, and another key thing to point out here is that the Jean Nauver's Newport 16 is slightly different than the normal one because it's got rockets attached to it. They've actually souped up some of their war machines to take on the Martians. So you're going to be flying around trying to take these war machines out, and they will be trying to take you out. You can, as a player, you can obviously play as either the Martians or one of the world powers who's combating the invasion. So very cool. But this is essentially a miniatures war game where you, instead of like with X-Wing where you have templates, this one you use cards to move the models around on the board and conduct combat with each other. So let's open it up and take a look. The box top off. So you can see here there's a cardboard sheet with some markers. So the Martians have death rays, and I think this is one of them. Heat rays, disintegrator beams, whatever they're calling them in here. So you can see when you're matching your models up on the board, there's a lot of basically just rulers where you're measuring out You know, can I hit this guy? Is he within range of my death beam, or whatever they're calling it in this version? So there's that. There's some tokens. Let's keep going here. Here we have a rule book. Looks like a rule book. Yep, rule book. So let's take a look at the rule book. So you can see here there's cards, there's models. It's very similar to X-Wing, because I believe the designers are the same, or there's members who were on that designed this game and then also designed some of X-Wing. So you can see that there's templates. These are the consoles where you keep your cards, because this is kind of a card model game, whereas X-Wing uses little cardboard rulers. And there's some of that in here with the death beam. What do they call them? The ray rulers and airplane rulers, black smoke rulers, because I think the tripods can unleash black smoke. So you got the story. See, here's the cards where it shows, you know, you use these cards and line them up with your model and use them to move your plane. You have maneuver cards where you can, you know, dive and roll and pitch and move around the board. Here's a tripod card. They're a little bit, they don't fly, so they're a little bit different. Bunch of other cards that you can implement in the game. Some story of the second Martian. This is the second Martian invasion. If I recall correctly from the book, the original one I believe was at the turn of the century in the late 1800s, if I recall correctly. So we've got that, and it's talking about how to play the tripods. Here's the console, so you have your cards set up on your console in each section. You know, you stage your cards, so you have several maneuvers set up that you'll play through. So as the game changes, you need to also change your planning and put cards in, but they're not instantaneous. They kind of play out on a little kind of a conveyor belt where you'll go through them and then replenish cards. Then we got damage cards here at the top, and here's I'm still learning how to play this tripod game. I've just cracked this open. So you got standard rules. Of course, I bet you got some advanced rules or some optional rules. Wow, look at that. That's the art is fantastic for this series. The Saturday Evening Post, just some soldiers, they kind of look like Germans, getting just fried here. Special weapons of the Martians. You got black smoke, so you can deploy black smoke. And there's terrain. It looks so cool. I can't wait to give this a try. Yep, here's the my German's it's non-existent. Die Volksschau. I butchered that. Sorry. And then here are some of the tripod packs. So this game is fully compatible with Wings of Glory. So you can use any of your planes from that, and then there's the unique Martians. And I have all the Martians because I'm kind of a nut that way. So I will do another video where we take a closer look at those models and see what they look like up close. So there's that. So then here's the regular Wings of Glory game, which I also have. And you have mats and things to give it kind of a high in the sky feel. I want to get a chance to play. They have some really giant planes you can use as well. But that is really cool. So if you like X-Wing, I can't imagine you wouldn't love playing this if you like historical games. And if you need more sci-fi, here it is. So that's the rule book. Now here, like I said before, you've got, well, these are much nicer than the, yeah, here, oh no, there's a really thick compared to the other one. No, they're the same. Here's the control panels. You got those. And there's a number of colors. You can get quite a few people playing this game. Looks like we got some terrain tile, and that's really cool. We got some buildings and things, so you can, some trenches. That's really cool. I wasn't aware that existed. All right. Whoop. nifty. In the book, it's a cylinder that falls from the sky that was launched from Mars. Here they're going with, looks like more of a flying saucer approach. Still cool. Because the cylinder in the book, like the end unscrews, and it was written turn of the century. So now we're much more sold it would be a flying saucer if we were to be invaded. The black smoke and some lakes and things in here. Looks like nifty. Then we got the spring catalog, 2019. Some Battlestar Galactica. Sword and Sorcery. Yep. Yeah, there's those. They're showing the big ones. That's very cool. And they have World War II version, which I also have. Well, I'll probably show that at some point. The World War II Battle of Britain set I have. I have the box set for that. Yep. Nifty. All right. So then what else we got? We've got energy cubes. So we got that. Here are the cards. I'm not going to take these out because they're pretty generic. I mean, here's talks about the different skills. These are numbered cards. And I believe there's probably, they might be with the actual, so we got the models over here, and this I think has the maneuvers for each one. So you have the base, and it gives you some of the stats on the base. This is I think it's a Newport is what the model was, and then you have cards that go with that particular one. I'll just set that there. Just see if I can get it out without these things give me a heart attack. Because, oh, it came out. Wow. So you can see here we'll look at some of these in closer detail, but you can see there's rockets and machine guns on top, and it's a little bit souped up for taking on war machines, but these are all gorgeous. They're all painted. One of the appeals of this series is being able to play without, breaking out all the paint and spending hours and hours. Now, some people really love that, some people don't, but for those who don't, this is like you're ready to go right out of the box. They do cost, I'm trying to think, having looked at some, Warhammer recently, the Warhammer ones feel like they're just as expensive as these. So, and these are all painted, so I think each of these runs, if you buy them individually, they're like $12 to $15. My memory might be failing me, but they're around that. Games Workshop is not cheap. Here's the Martian that comes with the base set. If you need more Martians, you need to buy them. And like I said, they're about 15 to maybe Martian's a little bit bigger, so maybe this one's not, but some of the other ones are like 15 to 20 bucks each. So you can see the tripod on that. It has that. Now, one thing that is cool about this is you get a base that's like a token, or like a model. So I imagine if you could simulate two that way and use your imagination. If you couldn't afford to have like a bunch of Martians, you have these you could probably use in conjunction with that. And then these also have their own maneuver cards and whatnot. So cool stuff. So yeah, I'll try to put this back a little bit later because they're, as you can imagine, like they're super delicate looking. Like some of the little antenna and stuff just look like they will break off in a slight breeze. So they're definitely not toys. But this is Tripods and Triplanes, and we will take in another video. We'll take a look at all the Martian models and see how those look. So thank you for checking out this unboxing with me. As always, I'm Ben Harsh for Harsh Rules. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. If you found this video helpful, please give me a like and share with your friends. To be the first notified when the next episode of Harsh Rules becomes available, please hit the bell icon for notifications. And as always, this has been Harsh for Harsh Rules. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.